It's happening everywhere, all across the nation, even in New York, where one parent, a former guest of our show, Tatiana Ibrahim, had the following to tell the local school board.
I want everyone to know what's going on because you're hiding it. You're hiding it. You know who does that? Communists do that. That's what you're doing, recruiting children. Children. You're recruiting children to hate our police officers. How dare you? You have a librarian in the high school passing out Black Lives Matter pins.
What an incredible lady, but she's not alone. I want to introduce you to two other freedom fighters. The first from Loudoun County is She Van Fleet. And from Florida, the creator, the founder of Moms for Liberty, Tina Descovich. Welcome to the Gorka Reality Check. G, let's start with you. You gave an incredible, impassioned speech recently in front of the school board. Will you share with our viewers why the language that is being used under critical race theory, wokeness, why that reminds you of what you suffered under in another country?
Because it is absolutely a replay, and it is play-by-play from the Mao's playbook or cultural Marxist playbook. I've seen firsthand that our kids from Chinese parents who escaped communism and come here, we work so hard to provide the best opportunity for our kids. We send them to public schools and to college. As they come back, they become social justice warriors, or I'll call them the Red Guards.
Absolutely shocking. We're going to delve deeper into the parallels between today and what you and your family suffered in communist China. Tina, talk to us. Give us some good news. What is Moms for Liberty? Why did you create it? And explain the explosion of this organization, not just in your state, but across the nation.
Sure. We started Moms for Liberty. Tiffany Justice and I were former school board members here in the state of Florida. And we started it as we were coming off our last term on our school boards because we saw parents starting to rise up and address their school board members, and we saw them getting shut down and not making any progress. And we knew that we had seen behind the edu-curtain, and now a lot of parents had also seen behind the edu-curtain with lessons being streamed in at home and them trying to address their school boards. So we formed Moms for Liberty in hopes of helping parents form chapters so that they can get organized and start taking back education in America.
But talk about the figures, because you started this in Florida, and now how many chapters have you in how many states?
Yeah, we started in Florida, expecting to stay in Florida. That's what we knew. That's the knowledge we had. Within weeks, we launched January 1st of this year, and within weeks, we had people from around the country wanting to start chapters. So we just allowed everyone in that wants to start a chapter. We do interviews and screen them, but we have just launched our number 52 of chapters. We're in 20 states now. We have hundreds of chapter applications that we're screening through. So it's just exploding.
Launched in January, 52 chapters in 20 states. That's incredible. Ms. Van Fleet, as the child of people who escaped communism, my father was liberated from a communist political prison. I always find it difficult to say, well, it's happening here, this is communism. But when I hear stories like yours, it just reinforces in me the belief that really it has gotten that bad. Will you give us your estimation of how serious the threat of political and ideological control is here now in America, not in China where you came from, but in here in the United States?
It is not subtle. It is in your face. Everything I witness, or everything I see at workplace, in schools, and in the media. First of all, the media is gone. It is absolutely the propaganda machine that I used to listen to in China, one voice. And the cancel culture. And what we canceled was Chinese 5,000 years civilization. What they're doing here is canceling the Western civilization, the Christianity, the founding of this great country. And I hear young people just denounce this country and just call it racist. Racist. I came here with $300 borrowed money. I had nothing. This great country gave me everything and gave me freedom and an American dream. And those kids and tell me that this is a racist country. And the thing is that when I lived through the Cultural Revolution, we were told class struggle. Mao told us our class enemy is everywhere. It is hidden. They sleep among us and make us feel like we need to look for them everywhere. And this is what's going on here, racism. The racism is no longer what we understood before. It's a discrimination against someone based on the person's race. Now racism is anything that you can just have a different view. And sometimes not even a political view, you're labeled racist. And then we're told it's no longer an individual. It is systemic, structural, it's implicit, and it is covert. So just like we have to look everywhere, everything. And we started to, I see, it's just chilling for me to see that people start to report each other. We see little kids go to social media denouncing their parents as racist. I saw a Korean girl on YouTube denouncing her parents for being aiding the white supremacists because they are model citizens. This is just absolutely
unbelievable.
If you ask me, it's a cancer that is getting to the late stage. It's not subtle. It's in your face.
Unbelievable. Tina, you're helping parents across the country. In the last minute we have, what is the most important thing that you tell these new chapters? What is it in terms of their watchdog role that they should be doing first?
First and foremost, they need to organize and they need to stand up and they need to not be afraid. I was listening to Simon on your show a little bit earlier and just talk about some of the things that are happening at the school board. They're intimidating. Some of our moms come to us, they've never spoken in a microphone before. They've never spoken in public before. So, there's strength in numbers. Grab a friend, just one, and go. And you have to be brave and you have to take the hits because it's for the future of America. It's for the future of our kids and we just have to do it.
So here's my advice to all of you out there, those who have children, grandchildren, and just those who are concerned for the future of this nation. Listen to She Van Fleet's testimony, understand the enormity of the threat, understand you are one of 73 million, and get organized. Join Moms for Liberty and do not be afraid. God bless you both. Next, Dr. G's prescription. How do we proceed? Stay with us. The remarkable thing about what we are witnessing across this nation is it's not just parents. That's beautiful in and of itself, that parents are finally getting engaged and are fighting back against the bigots, the racists, and the Marxists. But it's also teachers, especially one in Virginia called Lilith Vanetzian, who is prepared to stand up to the local school board more than once and to fight for the freedom of her children under her charge. She came on my daily radio show, America First, recently, and she had a very specific message, first for parents.
I'm going to keep it simple. Grow a spine because these are your kids, right? They can't speak up for themselves. They depend on you. They rely on you. Your kids are voiceless. Grow a spine. Speak up for them. If you don't like what you're seeing, do something. Form an alliance with local pissed off parents. They're everywhere. I don't care how blue or red your county is. They are everywhere. They want to band with you. So be that leader.
So don't believe you're alone.
Yeah,
to
you're
begin
absolutely not alone.
You are not alone. But she also had a message for the students as well.
For kids, you are essentially the ones dealing with this all day. You are actually seeing it firsthand 8 hours a day. Go home and tell your parents what happened. You know, say, hey, I was told to do this. I was told to check my white privilege. I was told to do this assignment that had to do with comparing BLM movement with the civil rights movement. That happened in Loudoun County Middle School. So go home and have a conversation with your parents and challenge the staff. I mean, don't be rude. Don't be, don't start a fight with them.
But don't take it.
But don't take it.
Grow a spine and don't take it. Push back with the truth. Here's a little message I heard from the great Lieutenant Governor of the state of North Carolina, Mark Robinson, who's been a guest on our show more than once. And he was asked why he does what he does. A man who was an Army veteran, didn't even own a gun, but stood up at a local meeting and said it is against the Constitution to shut down a local gun show. That viral video propelled him to the lieutenant governorship of his state. He was recently asked, why do you do what you do, Mark? And his response is the response every single one of us should have. He said to those assembled, I don't want to be lying on my deathbed, looking at the ceiling and wondering, could I have done just a little bit more? Our founding fathers pledged their lives, their treasure, and their sacred honor in the name of liberty, of freedom. The least we can do right now is to keep that flame alive. We don't have to fight the biggest empire the world has ever seen. We just have to take back our country one school board at a time. And as my friend Dennis Prager says, there's only 3 types of people: those who fight, those who help the fighters, and those who do nothing. Do not be in the 3rd category. I'm Sebastian Gorka. Keep your head on a swivel. Watch your 6. Hold the line. Never give up. Never give in. And now, more than ever, stay frosty.